welcome to this special broadcast as we have been covering a lot of industries and talking about how coronavirus has been impacting across the board. Today is an industry that we all almost love. Who doesn't love watching a movie in a theater? But the dynamics have completely changed now. And for the exhibition industry, for multiplexes, this is a complete curveball, not ever witnessed before, an unprecedented situation that we are in currently. And who better than to talk about this than Alok Tandon of Inox. Alok, thanks very much for taking up the time. It's a very difficult time, something that I assume you in your history of being in the industry have never witnessed before. So how are you tackling the situation, first, on a personal as well as a professional front?
Oh, well, you're absolutely right that, Devina, that this is the first time anybody's experienced this throughout, again, the cinema industry, even across all geographies, all businesses, all sectors. So everybody is having a tough time, and everybody is experiencing this for the first time. The situation which has emerged out of the outbreak of COVID-19 is unparalleled, unprecedented, and there's something which you just can't even prepare in your normal business continuity plans. One has to think out of the box today. Let's say out of the 100 years of the cinema history, not once all screens have shut down. And this is something which we are facing today, that everything has come to a standstill. It's been 2.5 decades since the multiplex industry in India has come up. And this is the first time that all the screens are shut as we speak. So these are tough times. The situation is alarming. And from the humanitarian point of view, it's absolutely catastrophic.
Yes, it is. Alok, obviously this period, now that, there is a complete shutdown of multiplexes and there are no movie goers at all, once you do start seeing some stability coming back in, now we don't know whether this is going to extend itself or, the lockdown is going to come to an end on April 15th or it could get pushed forward. But even then, one wouldn't expect moviegoers to just flock into cinemas. What kind of business continuity plan can you then think of to make sure that the damage is least as possible?
Right, I agree with you that the moment screens open, I doubt that people will come and watch movies because of the fear psychosis and what they've gone through in the last couple of weeks. I think we'll have to, and we really we are cognizant of the concerns of our guests, and we'll ensure that when they come to Inox, they come to absolutely a neat, clean, hygienic place. We will go out of our way to ensure that everything is sterilized, everything is made clean. Our housekeeping schedules are increased. We do social distancing where seats are concerned. We ensure that there's no two movies which have the same interval period or interval time, so that the people in the lobby and the concession counters and toilets are reduced. We will ensure that when people come and stand at the frisking kiosk, proper distance is maintained, and we do non-invasive temperature checks of people. So we will try and comfort them. We will try and bring back their confidence, and we will ensure that people and our guests feel comfortable coming to us. Also, at the same time, the producers will have to take a call, and they can only take a call once the visibility is there that when cinemas will open. And that's the time when I think they'll start publicizing their movies, they will start marketing them, and it'll take a couple of weeks, I would say, even after the cinemas are open, for the movies which are waiting to be released and the big ones to hit the screen.
Right. So, Alok, tell me, when you talk about social distancing in a cinema hall, how much do you think that will straight away slash occupancy? Because if you have a 200-seater screen, and if you want to do social distancing, do you assume that occupancy will be slashed 1/3 or more than that, maybe, if you want to undertake social distancing?
Yeah. Well, as it is today, we are working at 32% occupancy. So even if we have, let's say, alternate seats or one person after every 2 seats sitting, yes, the occupancy will come down, but not to 1/3 because it's already 1/3 today. So it can't go, it will go down for sure. But I wouldn't say that it'll come down dramatically. Maybe for some big marquee movies which are released, and that's the time if the government directive is there, or we feel that it's prudent for us to ensure social distancing, we will do that. But having said that, I would say that um, it's difficult to give a number to that, that what the percentage occupancy would be at that time.
Hmm. You are talking about occupancies being at 30%. This is just prior to the lockdown?
Well, these are national averages. These are national averages
Yeah.
where exam times are there and festivals are there when you have weekends and weekdays. So this is the national average we work on. Nationally, we all know that there are some areas and some geographies where the occupancy is much higher. And during weekends, we all know that the occupancies are more than 50, 55, 60% at times. So it depends on which period we are, which day of the week we are talking about. And what I just mentioned are the annual averages.
Okay. But would it be safe to assume then at an occupancy of 30%, at least another quarter, 25% could get impacted due to social distancing?
Well,
Would it be
very
fair?
difficult to say. Well, I would say it's very difficult to calculate that because we don't even know that in normal times a picture which is releasing how good or how bad it would have been done. So that's all. These are all hypothetical numbers.
Okay. Has in terms of content, we've already seen a pushback of a few movies, but
Right.
you would have a fair assumption of the kind of lineup that you would have had within this period. Now, is there a full pushback by producers? Have you had any sort of conversations as to when producers will be more comfortable releasing content?
Well, we all know that today it's a complete shutdown and all the movies have been pushed back. So Suryavanshi was on the verge of getting released. 83 was there. We had Sandeep and Pinky Farrar. We had Hathi Mere Sathi, which was a multilingual film. So all these films have been pushed back. Some of them, I don't think that any of them have got a confirmed date because there's no visibility of when the cinemas will open. And this also included films like Jersey and Radhe, which everybody was looking forward to. So, and this is, I'm just talking about Hindi films. If I look at English films, we have No Time to Die being pushed back. We have got Wonder Woman 2. We have got Mulan. So all the big marquee names have been deferred. And I hope that the dates which have been given, we stick by that and the virus is not there so that we all can open our cinemas and go back to normal business.
I'm sorry, what dates were given? Which quarter are they expected to release in? Were they expected to release in rather?
There were very few studios who gave dates.
Okay.
If I'm right, No Time to Die was somewhere in November. Then there's a Disney movie which has been pushed back for next year. So not all have given dates, only a few have.
Okay.
And what I said, I hope that we open and we welcome our guests back so that we get back to doing what we do best is that is to show movies.
For the industry, Alok, when do you expect normalcy to come back in? I know I know your answer will be once we get the clarity on when this lockdown gets lifted. But assume
Right.
we do have some clarity on that. When does normalcy for in business come back? Does it take a few quarters for this damage to get repaired on the books?
Well, I wouldn't say a few quarters. I would say a few months for sure. And I hope I'm right. I hope it's not extended to a few quarters. I would say a few months for sure. That even after the lockdown is removed, there'll be something called a recuperating period, where cinemas will start operating. The content, as I just said, is not there. We'll have to wait for the content. The fear psychosis has to be out of people's mind. They should come back to cinema halls. So I would say that it'll take a few more months after the lockdown is removed and after the virus goes away. That's all what we want today. That yes, business is important. We all are losing a lot. There's a lot of pressure on our books. But at the same time, we all have to ensure that this COVID-19 is a thing of the past. And very soon we all come out of it.
Yeah, but the silver lining for you is that you don't have too much debt on the book, so that servicing part of it, reduces the stress for you. But anything else, PVR, your competitor, has invoked a force majeure. Inox doesn't feel the need to do that yet, does it?
Let me tell you that rentals are one of the biggest line items in anybody's P&L. And the moment we started getting directives from state governments to shut down our screens, we wrote letters to our landlords telling them that our income will be zero, there'll be no revenue at all, and hence we will not be in a position to pay rents. And we have invoked the force majeure clause in our agreements, and we've written to our landlords. Uh, I think that they'll look at it, and I'm very sure that the response will be positive.
So there's no communication yet that you've received, right? To your
Well,
request.
as of now, as we all are shut, there are some people who are looking at it, and we've got replies saying that they will get back to us.
Alok, let me ask you about expansion plans. What happens to that? Does that get shelved for a considerably long period of time?
Well, I would say that the rollout of a few cinemas is deferred, but the expansion plans are still intact. We have more than 1,000 screens signed, and there's no change to expansion plans. But as we all know that the entire country has come to a standstill today, no construction work is taking place. There are no people working in any of the project sites. And yes, there could be a delay in opening of screens where the work is already going on. And also properties where we were supposed to get a handover, they're very sure that the mall construction has come to a stop as of today. So this could be a phenomena for a quarter or two or maybe three, but otherwise the expansion plans of Inox are well on track.
So Alok, just one last question then. You would have had certain goals and targets lined up for FY20 and how this year would shape up to be. No one saw coronavirus having the impact that it did, but how much off track do you get thrown off because of this in terms of your FY20 projections?
Well, till 9 months of FY20, everything was rosy. We were very happy about our results. We were happy about our footfalls, revenue. I would say that every metric of ours was rocking. But come March and the outbreak of COVID-19, I think every number fell apart. It's difficult to say what the Q4 results would be because we have not announced the results till now, and we'll be deciding when to announce them. But surely the numbers have taken a beating, and that will surely impact our entire FY20 numbers.
All right, Alok, got that. I wish you all the best, Alok, and I hope everybody is able to spring back from this, really quickly. And we really miss going to those cinema halls. Thanks very much for joining us. Thank you so much.
And take care for you and your team and your family. Just stay safe.
Yes, you too. Thank you so much, Alok.
Thank you.
And viewers, thanks a lot for watching.